So apparently the black drum's hitting pretty hard nowadays, huh? I have tried this in the past with the success of the Dursong build, link to that down below, doing a ton of damage, reloading, millions output in a big radius, hitting tons of targets all at once, and of course the classic Blackout AR videos where that thing used to shred. It still does, but energy management is a lot tougher since Fallen Leverage Jonesy got tweaked, and of course I had to test the black drum, which did mediocre damage. It was between 6 and 800,000 in a boom, and it just didn't impress whatsoever. But apparently it's doing millions. This is the loadout. It's actually going to be really crazy simple. You don't need double crit damage. Reload just to get this 6 perk firing off more often, and 80% bonus damage based on missing health makes sense. Super standard shotgun loadout. Link to my video down below if you want to build your own and go through the entire thing and learn everything about it. I'm only going to note the exceptions like Fleet, where we are running in a slowing pools mission and you do not need extra damage. So 12.5% extra movement speed is fine. My damage will be very low very often, and I will be right in front of the faces of the enemies. I have ran this loadout already on stream. Twitch link down below if you guys ever want to see my testing live. And Prehistoric Iza is a very welcomed addition. You will see very soon why we do not need to add any extra damage. So that's just it. Let's hop in. One quick note, random guy in Fossil Southie in chat suggested double reload, and I think I agree. I don't think we need that extra damage. I just want to shoot the boom more often. All right, starting the 160 footage versus an encampment. Let's see how this goes. I'm at full health as of now, but you can kind of see where this is going. Oh no, a blaster. Oh no, a blaster. And you can see already why we have Prehistoric Iza. I'm going to be taking so much damage and then turning that into my weapon doing more, which is just... Yeah, double reload is absolutely working out here. This is fantastic. Now, one thing to note is by reloading and activating your perk, you will never actually kill yourself. You will always... Oh yeah, you need to actually shoot something to expend it. That is not my cat. But you will always have at least 1 health remaining as it removes a certain percent of your total health. So you'll always get infinitely closer to 1 without quite going under. And you could see I can't just shoot normal enemies with this weapon because, yeah, it one-shots absolutely everything. It's oh hey, look, something survived. Wow, there you go. Now what we think is going on is that the explosion is happening on every single pellet and not every single shot. So what this means is you've got about 10 times the amount of intended damage coming out. I really don't know if this is a bug because the black metal weapons, the AR and the Dursong, have been doing their amount of damage for a very long time, but Epic has done nothing to change it. Oh, thank you, teammate. So we're in this weird state of knowing these weapons are really strong without being sure if that's what's supposed to be happening. Now, I'm also playing inefficiently. I am jumping around a lot, which is decreasing my accuracy, which is decreasing the amount of shells that actually hit the target. Also, by the way, plenty strong weapon without the help. You do not need to reload for every individual target. So the go-to strategy with this weapon is to knock out the highest health targets that you can find and then just don't reload for every shot and just pick off the babies after that. But my original point is that this puts us in a really weird position of having a super strong shotgun that we can enjoy for an unknown amount of time. I mean, the black metal AR and Dursong have been like that for years. We don't know if this is intended. I don't know if I'm abusing a bug or not. I really have no clue. I've actually sat on this build for months. In fact, somebody told me about it in my stream chat, and I didn't make a video because I've just been very busy. You can imagine how crazy my social life has been if it means I've been sitting on a loadout this strong. And I'm not gonna lie, the weapon just got really good out of nowhere, one random update, and I figured, oh, Epic will patch that. Well, here we are several months later, and it hasn't stopped. So I don't know if Epic's gonna do anything after this video goes live. Historically, bugs have been patched after I post, and I have had a sponsored video go up with Epic, so I know they know who I am. It's just, I don't know. It was a lot all at once. I wasn't around to make a video. I didn't want to ruin the fun for everybody so quickly, and I wasn't sure if this was going to get fixed immediately anyway. I've been in a weird spot. So, yeah, this weapon's crazy, and here it is. We are finally looking at it today. I'm going to clean up these enemies real quick here, and then I'm not going to cut to the next segment, because I know a lot of you guys like to see how I trap the mission. If you just want to see the mission begin, you know, the link down below. Sage, our queen here, has played this game more than me, by like a lot. She has a standardized retrieve the data build that works on pretty much every mission. I'm probably about to screw it up. I think she puts floor launchers here. I'm gonna put a tar pit just because I don't want stuff to run through. And I think the general strategy is like anti-air traps around the corners. And beyond that, it's gonna be like sealing electric fields. Now, she is building out of metal out of default. You should absolutely not be doing that. I'm not even making fun of her. We all make this mistake. But Lightning Storm means nature enemies are going to be doing double damage versus the walls. And Metal Corrosion means that they're going to be ticking away damage one by one. It wasn't me, she said. Who did this? Who did this? I know she has a standardized build, but apparently it wasn't her who put it down. Who wants to be on the chopping block? Jack says, oops. Now, Jack does get a pass this time because he's actually running Boom Base, which means I'm going to have a higher chance to crit and more damage when I do. Any bullets at all, I was going to say more damage when I do crit, but the Boom Base team perk raises your damage and your crit rating. So it's just an overall helpful perk that this weapon does not need. But yeah, this build is probably fine. I'll let my teammates trap however they want, but I think I'm ready to just go ahead and get it started. So I don't have any ranged weapon on hand. If somebody has a Xenon bow or something, they can shoot it down, but then we'll get the mission started. Is the pot shot gonna reach? Okay, I guess so. Somebody hit it. You tried to block me in! What is this? What? Alright, I'm going out the front. You figure it out. Alright, let's go get some murder on. As I said, normal targets are just gonna fall over versus this weapon. There's very little that actually needs to... Is there an enemy out there that I'm supposed to shoot? Alright, got it. But yeah, I really want to be smasher hunting in this game because that's like the only thing that can take a hit from this weapon. Look, Fat Husk's dead. Oh look, a Riot Husky, gone. It's so much damage. People have been sending me clips of one-shotting nature smashers with a physical copy of this. That's unreal. But you can see the damage is there. And of course, we're using a fire weapon, so Chrome Husks should go down very easily as well. I'm not sure we're going to see too many of them. I have the quest incomplete, but still, that's going to be something to deal with. And yeah, it's going to be so satisfying. Every time you one-shot a smasher, look, there are enemies coming in that I should definitely be dealing with, but like, come on. He's right here. Oh, it's so much. 4.3 million damage. People have been seeing as much as like 16 million damage spread out a couple targets, so that's like 8 million damage in one hit. I don't know if that's from a war cry or what. I have not been using my war cry, so what I could do is pop one right there. Battle beat is active, and an enemy still, our teammate stole my kill. All right, thanks guys, thanks. That's awesome. They know I'm recording a video. They know I'm trying to showcase. All right, let's do something I should have absolutely done earlier. Right here, we're gonna do this, and that. Then we're gonna head over here, grab that. Directional broadside, and these are not broadsides, are very important. I know that the storm is switching direction, but I kind of need to get something down, and we're not in an exploding duck bomb, so we're gonna get just a few of those in place because some traps are necessary, you guys. You know, defending the objective is cool and all, so getting that down is a big deal. And the explosion, as I've said in every single black metal video, is like my favorite part. Yeah, we're doing 2.4 million damage from that range with a shotgun in one burst of 2 shots. But it's also doing that in a 0.75 tile radius, which means 1.5 tiles in a total circle around the target. It is eliminating everything. That's crazy. That's so much damage. I love it. But that means you can crowd clear and do single target. It's everything in one. Now, I've had some commenters suggest this is the strongest weapon in the game now. I'm gonna have to water down that hype a little bit. The Nocturno is a true monster. That thing, that's hitting like a truck. It is a founder's weapon, so I understand that it's not really available to everybody, and that's very fair. I'm not trying to say this weapon isn't insane. I think that's quite the opposite of the point I'm making, but it doesn't quite go 30 million damage. I mean, 10, sure, maybe, but yeah, I think that takes a war cry. So the next smasher I see, I'm probably gonna pop my war cry, especially the Miniboss. I am going to formally request my team to let me have the Miniboss, and I am going to cross my fingers to Epic Games that it is not a trap vulnerable Miniboss. If we have a trap vulnerable or a smokescreen Miniboss, I will be so mad. I will be so mad, but that's okay. I think double reload is working out really, really well. You can see we were already one-shotting smashers without that extra missing percent to damage, missing percent health to damage perk. It's objectively harder hitting, I would imagine. People have suggested that it doesn't actually affect the explosion. I don't know. It could be that the explosion's hitting so hard in its own base stat that it doesn't really benefit from it in a way that's noticeable. I don't really know, but considering that explosion is where all of our damage is coming from, it makes sense to, you know, get that firing as often as possible. You see, it does nothing, reload, million. It's just as easy as that. It's so freaking strong. Ooh, we got a great group of enemies right here. There we go. Boom, reload, they're all dead, reload. Oh, hey, he actually survived. He actually survived, there you go. Now, for those of you playing Retrieve the Data, and not for the 10,000th time like Sage here, the mini-boss typically spawns right at the end of the 9th file, or beginning of the 10th. Somewhere in there, it's not always at the exact same time. It's not like the Atlas missions where it's a little more random. Is every single, okay, so that's something I'm really liking to see. I think every pellet is triggering the explosion. So not only does that 10x your damage versus single target, but it means you can spray into a crowd and have all of them explode. It's really hard to understand this stuff because ever since the black metal stuff has really come to light and we've started noticing just the ridiculous amount of damage coming out from them, it's been kind of a question of like, you know, is this intended? What is exactly happening here? Is it meant to be doing that much? Because the first time I ever learned about the Dursong pistol, someone was saying they were using Dragon Scorch. And that was my first video on the topic. They were suggesting that hero ability damage was contributing to that explosion far more than you'd expect. So you could get millions of damage out with a ninja as your primary. A ninja that is not boosting your weapon in any written way at all. Then that's where Flash AC came in because he has a very high hero ability damage, believe it or not. He's in that upper class tier, and we should have a mini boss here. Oh, please. Please work with me. It's nature. Dream. Look at that. Holy shit. What? What the f was that damage, my guy? Oh my god. That's a husky mini boss. Or not husky. That was a basic husk mini boss. They do not get weaker than that. That was the easiest. Holy crap. I think those guys have like 16 to 20 million health. And that was like 3 shots. 2.5. Oh my god. If it was like a tank smasher, it might have taken a few more shots. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm so glad we got that because you guys might remember the years of showing off the black metal boom builds that I could... are we doing it? Are we doing this again? Another invincible... I want to save him, but it means healing me. That's okay. I'll be a team player. There's a current bug in the game where I guess if you shoot a blaster during its animation, it never like comes out of the animation. So it's just kind of invincible or something. I don't know. It's weird, but that's neither here nor there. My point is, in my black metal videos, I distinctly remember ricochet mini bosses, trap vulnerable mini bosses. There might have been a smoke screen. I have not gotten like a killable mini boss showcasing those weapons once. And making these videos is a grind without creative mode. I mean, Save the World, we have to just roll the mission over and over and over and over for a mini boss. I've tried doing that before, by the way. We once ran 2, 3, 4 missions trying to finish off that video on a mini boss that was killable. And that's when I gave up and just killed myself on a mini boss that was ricochet over and over. It was pretty bad, but being able to get a nice, easy to knock out nature mini boss on this mission is beautiful. For those who don't know, by the way, tank mini bosses take double damage. So that's why that was my example for someone. No, not double damage. They take half damage. So whatever damage you're putting in, they'll just take half. It's literally as simple as that. They do not have double health. No, they take half damage. It's weird. So yeah, if you're interested in more mini boss killers, link to my video down below. That's kind of a guide on mini bosses and kind of a guide on which weapons to use. That's a really, really thorough video, and it's after the Discharger nerf, so it'll help you guys in the modern day. Although, even without a loadout, this Black Drum here, probably a pretty good pick. Probably pretty good. And yeah, just to finish up my story from earlier, Flash AC not only had a high hero ability damage, but he has the phase shift, of course. So what we're doing in all those videos, obviously, is using a high hero ability damage hero that is phase shifting very, very often in order to trigger those explosions more often. And in that same spirit, I used him not for the hero ability damage, but for the phase shift alone and Chaos Agent synergy with the Nocturno. Link to that video down below. That thing is awesome. I understand not everybody has a Nocturno, but I at least do, so I can make some fun content for you guys to enjoy while you eat your food. So maybe if you're not done eating yet, you can click that at the end here. But that was just my quick and dirty Black Drum showcase. This thing is a monster now. We got mini boss carnage, smasher sit downs, and plenty of blaster and crowd clearing trolling. It's so good. I don't know if this is going to stick around, but I hope it does. Honestly, this is a fun weapon to mess around with. This weapon just went from the back shelf that everybody ignored to like top tier in one update, and I'm all for it, honestly. It's a little overpowered. Maybe they split the difference. I don't even know if it's a bug, but that's, again, just repeating myself. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Use code Mista in the item shop if you guys ever want to support me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. A couple of recommended videos here. Goodbye. And then